£35,000 a year is the salary level where things genuinely start to shift. It is above the UK median. It is the income where, with the right habits, building serious long-term wealth stops being a distant aspiration and starts being a realistic, near-term plan. But it is also the salary level where the gap between people who build wealth and people who simply earn more and spend more becomes most visible. The decisions you make with £35,000 in your 30s will likely determine your financial position in your 50s. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what this salary looks like after tax, what is genuinely possible with it, and how to make sure you are in the group that builds something lasting rather than the group that wonders where it all went. As always, we start with what actually lands in your account. On a £35,000 gross salary in 2026, here is what comes out. Income tax. You pay 20% on everything above the £12,570 personal allowance. On £35,000, that means tax on £22,430, which works out to approximately £4,486 per year. National insurance. You pay 8% on earnings between £12,570 and £50,270. On £35,000, that means NI on £22,430, coming to approximately £1,794 per year. Workplace pension. At the auto-enrolment minimum of 5% employee contribution on qualifying earnings, your pension contribution is approximately £1,432 per year on a £35,000 salary. Total deductions come to approximately £7,712 per year, leaving a net take-home pay of approximately £27,288 per year, or around £2,274 per month, compared to £1,995 per month on a £30,000 salary. The additional take-home pay from a £5,000 gross salary increase is £279 per month. And compared to where this series started on £20,000, the total improvement across a £15,000 increase in gross salary is £821 per month in additional take-home pay. Significant, but the familiar pattern holds. Every pound earned above £12,570 is taxed at a combined income tax and national insurance rate of around 28%, which means gross salary increases always deliver less than they appear to at first glance. Keeping the same categories for direct comparison across the series. Housing. At £35,000, we will shift our baseline assumption from a shared house to a one-bedroom flat, as this better reflects the living situation of many people at this income level. A one-bedroom flat in most UK cities outside London typically costs between £700 and £950 per month, including bills. We will use £800 as our baseline. Food. £200 per month, a slight increase from previous salary levels to reflect the reality that food spending tends to increase modestly as income rises and people cook more varied meals or shop at slightly better supermarkets. Transport, £100 per month, a modest increase to reflect the possibility of occasional taxis, a slightly longer commute or a modest car-related cost. Mobile phone, £20 per month. Essential outgoings at this level total approximately £1,120 per month, leaving £1,154 from our £2,274 take-home pay. After essential expenses, £1,154 remains each month. After discretionary spending of £300 to £400, which increases slightly at this income level to reflect a more comfortable lifestyle, between £754 and £854 per month is available for saving and investing. Even accounting for the higher housing cost of living independently rather than in a shared house, the savings potential at £35,000 is broadly comparable to £30,000 in a shared house. The key insight here is that the decision to live alone absorbs a significant portion of the income increase from £30,000 to £35,000. That is not necessarily the wrong decision. Privacy and independence have real value, but it is worth understanding the trade-off clearly. If someone on £35,000 chose to continue living in shared accommodation, the savings potential would rise to £600 to £800 per month, which is a genuinely powerful position to be in at this salary level. Here is the complete picture across the entire salary series. On £20,000, take-home pay is £1,453 per month. Savings potential approximately £100 to £200 per month. On £25,000, take-home pay is £1,716 per month. Savings potential approximately £200 to £400 per month. On £28,000, take-home pay is £1,883 per month. Savings potential approximately £300 to £500 per month. On £30,000, take-home pay is £1,995 per month. Savings potential approximately £400 to £600 per month. On £35,000, take-home pay is £2,274 per month. Savings potential approximately £500 to £800 per month depending on living situation. The progression is clear and consistent. Each salary increase delivers meaningful but not dramatic improvements in take-home pay. The biggest variable at every level is not the salary itself. It is lifestyle choices, particularly housing, that determine how much of each salary level can be directed towards building wealth. At £35,000, the full range of UK wealth building tools become simultaneously accessible in a way they are not at lower salary levels. Maximising the lifetime ISA. At £500 per month of savings, contributing the full £4,000 annual, LISA allowance for the government bonus, and directing remaining savings elsewhere becomes straightforward rather than a stretch. Building a meaningful investment portfolio, contributing £300 to £400 per month into a stocks and shares ISA from age 30 grows to approximately £370,000 by age 60 at a 7% average annual return. From age 25, that same contribution grows to approximately £566,000. The salary creates the possibility. The time horizon creates the outcome. Increasing pension contributions above the minimum. At £35,000, there is a compelling case for increasing pension contributions beyond the auto-enrolment minimum. Each additional percent of salary directed into a pension costs less than it appears because of tax relief. An extra 3% contribution on a £35,000 salary costs approximately £840 per year, gross, but only around £672 net after basic rate tax relief. The long-term impact of increased pension contributions started in the mid-30s is significant, approaching a house deposit target in a realistic time frame. Even in moderately priced areas outside London, a 10% deposit on an average first-time buyer property becomes achievable within 2 to 3 years of disciplined saving at this income level when combined with a LISA. Here's the framework for getting the most out of a £35,000 salary in 2026. Step 1. Make sure your emergency fund is fully funded. 6 months of essential expenses at this income level is approximately £6,700. If that is not yet in place, prioritise it before anything else. Step 2. Increase your pension contribution above the auto-enrolment minimum. Even going from 5% to 8% employee contribution makes a meaningful long-term difference and costs less than the gross figure suggests because of tax relief. Step 3. Max out your lifetime ISA if you qualify. The £1,000 annual government bonus is too valuable to leave unclaimed. Step 4. Invest consistently in a stocks and shares ISA. At £35,000, a target of £300 to £400 per month into a globally diversified index fund is both ambitious and achievable with the right budget discipline. Step 5. Avoid the trap of housing cost creep. The biggest risk at this salary level is gradually upgrading your lifestyle until none of the additional income is being saved. Every housing upgrade, every car upgrade, and every subscription added should be weighed against its opportunity cost in terms of long-term wealth building. To bring it all together, on a £35,000 salary in 2026, your take-home pay is approximately £2,274 per month. After essential expenses in a one-bedroom flat, you have around £1,154 remaining. A realistic savings and investment target is £500 to £800 per month, depending on your living situation. The full range of UK wealth building tools, pension, LISA, ISA, become simultaneously accessible at this income level, and the decisions you make with this salary in your 30s will compound over the following decades into outcomes that are either significantly better or significantly worse than average, depending almost entirely on your habits rather than your income. £35,000 is a salary you can build genuine long-term wealth on. Very few people do. The ones who do are not smarter or luckier. They are simply more deliberate. If this video helped you understand what is possible on this salary, subscribing takes 2 seconds and means you won't miss a video. We post twice a week on making your money work harder in the UK. And next up, we are doing the final salary in this series, a £40,000 budget breakdown.